Tudor has just officially announced a brand new Ranger model for 2022, and we have it in our hands for you to see. As always, we'll include all the product specifications of the watch in the description box so you can reference them later. This video was made for our sister company, Watches of Switzerland, which has boutiques in Lucerne, Interlaken, and Palma de Mallorca, and is an authorized retailer of Tudor watches in Interlaken. On July 8, 1952, a crew of scientists and engineers set out on the British North Greenland expedition, which was a scientific mission that spanned 2 years. Tudor's founder, Hans Wilsdorf, saw this as the perfect opportunity to test the then-new Tudor Oyster Prince, the company's first waterproof automatic watch. So Hans Wilsdorf supplied the crew with 26 Tudor Oyster Princes to see how the watches would fare in extreme conditions, and in return, he asked the crew to track how the watches performed. Captain J.D. Walker remarked in a letter that his Tudor Prince watch was maintaining a remarkable accuracy. On no occasion did it require to be wound by hand. Tudor then introduced the Oyster Prince Ranger in the 1960s as a robust waterproof tool watch for adventure types, which was likely inspired by the extreme conditions that the Tudor Oyster Prince watches withstood during the British North Greenland expedition. To mark the 70th anniversary of the British North Greenland expedition, Tudor has released a new Ranger, the reference 79950. The new Tudor Ranger 79950 features a 39mm stainless steel case that is almost entirely satin finished to emphasize its muted tool watch style. However, the outer edge of the bezel is polished for a nice contrast. On top of the case is a dome scratch-resistant sapphire crystal. Here's a side view of the Ranger case, with its mix of satin finishing, polished bezel edge, and sapphire dome. Simply beautiful. Most of you will already know that this isn't the first time Tudor has released a modern Ranger watch. The last one was unveiled in 2014, and this continued a few years back. But it was a much larger model, sporting a 41mm case. In true Ranger form, the new Tudor 79950 watch is furnished with a matte black dial with Arabic numerals at 3, 6, 9, and 12, along with batons for the remaining hours. To retain the vintage nature of the Ranger, Tudor chose to paint the hour markers with a beige-colored lume rather than opting for more modern applied indices. If we zoom in on the dial, we see a painted minute track on the periphery, again in the same beige tone. The dial is also home to the characteristic luminous arrow-shaped hour and minute hand. The slightly redesigned seconds hand is now in steel to match the other two and includes a luminous block and a burgundy tip. Note how that burgundy tip stretches nicely to reach the track. Staying on the dial for a moment, you'll notice that the Ranger name is prominently placed right about the 6 o'clock marker with no other accompanying text around it. This is quite different from the last Tudor Ranger, which didn't include the name of the watch on the dial but the smiley rotor self-winding inscription instead. Furthermore, the new Ranger now features the Tudor shield rather than the Tudor rose insignia. The new Ranger comes with a choice of a matching satin finish steel bracelet, a textured hybrid leather rubber strap, or an olive green jacquard fabric strap with the decorative line running through it. The steel bracelet hugs the case seamlessly thanks to the presence of bracelets and links, which was not the instance on the previous Ranger. The new steel bracelet also benefits from the handy Tudor T-Fit clasp. The T-Fit is a rapid adjustment system that allows the wearer to adjust the bracelet in increments of 0, 2, 4, 6, or 8 mm to find that perfect fit without the need for tools. Some of you might have already speculated that the lack of the smiley inscription on the dial can only mean that this new Tudor Ranger reference 79950 runs on an in-house movement. And you're right. Inside the watch is the chronometer-certified manufacturer caliber MT5402 automatic movement with 70 hours of power reserve and a silicone hairspring for anti-magnetism. And like all Tudor watches produced from 2020 onwards, the new Ranger has a 5-year international transferable guarantee. Not only is this the first Tudor Ranger ever to come equipped with an in-house movement, but it's also the company's most affordable manufacturer movement watch in its current collection. The Tudor Ranger Reference 79950 is priced at 2,600 Swiss francs for the fabric and hybrid strap versions and 2,900 Swiss francs for the model fitted with a steel bracelet and T-fit system. Less than 3,000 Swiss francs for a Swiss-made, automatic, vintage-style tool watch made by one of the most popular premium watch brands in the market right now is a highly interesting proposition. I'm sure you'll agree that these prices for all these attractive specifications make the new Ranger all the more appealing. Fans of compact explorer-style watches will no doubt appreciate this new release from Tudor. The reduction in size from the previous 41mm Ranger to the now well-proportioned 39mm Ranger will likely be a welcome design detail for many. Plus, the clean and legible dial that isn't cluttered with too much text is a refreshing touch. And we can't forget the Tudor manufacturer's self-winding movement inside the case, which is an improvement over the preceding Ranger model. This looks like an old-school Tudor tool watch that could have been produced in the mid-20th century, but with the added benefit of modern-day materials, mechanics, and engineering. We think this will be one of Tudor's most successful releases this year. Our sister company, Watches of Switzerland, is proud to have these new Tudor Ranger Reference 79950 watches available to buy in their boutique in Interlaken. If you haven't already, visit them in Interlaken to browse their collection of Tudor watches, including the 2022 Ranger. What do you think of the new Tudor Ranger watch? Did you make an accurate prediction of what Tudor would release to mark the anniversary of the British North Greenland expedition? And is this a watch you would add to your collection? Drop us a comment below and let us know what you think. If you want to stay up to date on the latest watch reviews from Les Ambassadeurs, please subscribe to our channel and click the bell button to receive a notification when we upload a new video. And if you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Thanks for watching.